I am really honoured and humbled that RAC Surgical News has chosen to profile the first ever Australian male infertility guidelines. These inaugural guidelines were 3 years in the making, and although I was the lead author, this was absolutely a team effort. We brought together representatives from key organisations working in the infertility space: the Urological Society of Australia and New Zealand, the Fertility Society of Australia and New Zealand, the Endocrine Society of Australia, and Healthy Male. Importantly, all partner organisations have formally endorsed these guidelines, which I hope will encourage widespread uptake among practitioners managing male infertility across Australia and New Zealand. After all, infertility outcomes are best when care is delivered through a truly multidisciplinary approach. So a quick snapshot of the guidelines. The manuscript was published in the Medical Journal of Australia, and it contains 80 guideline statements covering all major areas of male infertility, from initial evaluation and specialised testing to management of specific conditions and counselling. Each statement is graded by strength of recommendation and level of evidence. So why did we write these guidelines? Firstly, when a couple presents with infertility, male factor contributes in around 50% of the cases. Yet, in real-world practice, the female partner is often sent for extensive testing before the male is even considered. This doesn't make sense. If the likelihood is roughly 50-50, then both partners should be assessed early and in parallel. And assessing the male earlier can save couples precious time. Secondly, when I returned from my fellowship in New York in 2012, I realised that the male infertility landscape in Australia and New Zealand was lagging behind North America and Europe, where male infertility guidelines have existed for over 2 decades. And there, surgeons have long been recognised as integral to care. But in Australasia, we lacked our own evidence-based framework, and these guidelines now clearly highlight that surgical management can be life-changing for some men. So what are some of the operations covered? One is a microtesie, a microsurgical testicular sperm extraction for men with no sperm in the ejaculate. In most cases, we can still find sperm within a testicle, effectively finding that needle in a haystack to be used for IVF. Another is a vasectomy reversal. The guidelines reinforce the evidence supporting consideration of microsurgical vasectomy reversal even many years after the original procedure, rather than just defaulting straight to IVF. We also address varicocele repair, commonly performed using the microsurgical technique. Varicocele repair can improve sperm parameters and might also improve IVF outcomes and reduce recurrent pregnancy loss in selected couples. So to finish, these guidelines are long overdue in Australia and in New Zealand, and I hope they bring strength and encouragement to men who may have lost hope that they could be a biological dad. And finally, while these guidelines are tailored for an Australasian population, it's vital to remember that behind every diagnosis there is a person on the other side of the desk, often a man who may be suffering in silence. Infertility can be a major hit to masculinity and identity, and a key aim of these guidelines is to raise awareness that male infertility is common, that treatments exist, and that above all, there is hope. So thank you again to RAC's Surgical News for profiling these guidelines.